Okay, let's just start this video by saying this shit is entirely, actually not entirely, but it's mostly satire. Don't take any of the shit that we say here seriously. Most of it's kind of blown out of proportion just for fun and entertainment purposes. I mean, if you get salty, that's your thing, but I'm just giving you a heads up. Alright, now that we got that out of the way, let's go ahead and talk about what are we doing here. We're doing Kingdom Hearts hot takes, and this shit's getting spicy real fast. And to help me bring the spice levels up just a little bit tonight, we have a guest. That's my boy Blake. How you doing, dude?
I don't know who the Blake guy is. He sounds like a real toss pop, but I'm good, man. I'm Kingdom Cave. What's up, Nick's Gaming Dan?
What the fuck? Okay, so let's start with the first hot take of this night. It says, and I think this is yours, it says KH2 is not that good. And this starting off strong, I gotta say.
Yeah, no, so, I love Kingdom Hearts 2 as another disclaimer, but honestly, I'm just kind of sick of Kingdom Hearts 2 is the golden butt boy of the staple of Kingdom Hearts games and titles and numbered titles, where so many other people are like, oh, Kingdom Hearts 2 is the best, and Kingdom Hearts 1 and Kingdom Hearts 3 and all the other games are dog shit by comparison. I'm like, yeah, homie, you complain about Kingdom Hearts 3 being nothing but press triangle, but Kingdom Hearts 2 is legit the original recipe of spam triangle and X. I'm sorry, I'm just telling you, that's how it was. Don't get me wrong, story, cool, story, awesome. But sometimes, I mean, I just could have done without all the extra stuff in between with organization, a little bit of them, and then a lot of them, then none of them, and then a little bit of them. Like, I mean, it's pacing was okay.
Yeah, compared to KH1, which in my opinion had the best pacing in the series, KH2 maybe did take a little bit of a step back, but it's not like I don't like it. Don't get me wrong, KH2 is amazing. It's just as much of a masterpiece as any other, but
oh, it is, but I think people just hold it higher than it should be held.
For me, the best part of KH2 was how fluent the gameplay is, and what I didn't like is I kind of didn't like how people kept putting it on a pedestal like it's some sort of perfect game when it's not. No game is perfect, but it is what it is, man. All we're saying is that KH2 is not meant to be looked at like this sort of perfect game. It's a masterpiece, don't get me wrong, but I think KH3 is getting a little bit overshadowed, let's call it that way, because of people just praising KH2 so much. And I get it, I really do, but it's to the point where people don't want to give KH3 a chance because they're spoiled by KH2, and that's kind of the issue. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, no, that is the main issue. But anyway, I think the next point is one that we both agree with. So yeah, but again, I hate the Kingdom Hearts 2, but it's a bit fucking ridiculous at this point.
Yeah, it's getting kind of out of proportion. But anyway, moving on. This one's mine, and KH3, the hate behind that, it just makes no sense, my guy. It just really doesn't. I mean, again, I get where people are coming from. My complaint with KH3 would probably be how main story parts are kind of shoved into the ending. But you gotta understand, with KH3, that shit is the story so far before KH3 has been structured in a way where it's been made to sort of have KH3 as this big ending, and it was kind of necessary for everything story-wise to be shoved into the ending, because KH3 was the ending, basically.
For the Dark Seeker Saga or Xehanort Saga, whatever you want to call it, both names are correct.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no, because it's like, I mean, look at it this way, right? You start out with having to learn combat, you start out having to learn the laws of the world and how the heart works and all of this, and that shit takes time. You gotta learn, and the characters are learning as well, because they're coming from a world where none of this stuff exists or makes sense. So you're preparing, your preparation, you're getting ready. And this happens with all wars and battles and fights and everything. You don't just jump straight into the main event. You have to take time to prepare. Like, I mean, look at all the Marvel movies that they had to prepare before they got to Thanos. Look at all the freaking, like, medieval wars that would happen where they had to rally troops and gather soldiers and gather alliances. That shit all took time. So that's kind of what was happening. And then the big main course event with Sora having to jump around worlds to get stronger and learn the power of waking, and then I wouldn't really call it a war, but a big battle was held, and defeating Xehanort, that's kind of what Kingdom Hearts 3 was and is, so it makes sense. It wasn't crammed, if you look at it that way.
Yeah, I think the biggest problem is that people kept comparing it to KH2, which was kind of its own thing. Both games serve different purposes, and I don't think it's kind of fair to compare them that much.
Yeah, and to the people saying, oh, well, Kingdom Hearts 3 doesn't play like Kingdom Hearts 2. Yeah, nah, bruh, it's not supposed to. It's got new mechanics. And for people being like, I don't like flow, I don't like this, I don't like attraction flows, I don't like Keyblade transmissions, I don't like... Homie, reaction commands is the same button as pressing triangle and then using the abilities. And there's fun ways that you can use it. You can use the frickin'... When you use the double arrows with the shooting star, you can actually shoot fire or ice out of both of those frickin' double arrows. Like, you just play the game it's meant to be played. Don't try to play it like Kingdom Hearts 2, or else you're not gonna have a good time. That's just it. And also, you're not being forced to use any of the mechanics.
That is true.
I soloed, like, just to prove a point, I legit soloed one whole playthrough of nothing but pressing dodge and pressing the X button. It was boring as fuck, but I proved the point.
Nice. Alright, moving on. And this one's kind of directed at me a little bit.
Oh, it's not directed at you. But, it's not directed at you, but
maybe at some takes I made in the past, you know. But yeah.
Kingdom Hearts 1 mechanics aren't bad. You just suck at the game.
I do.
And again,
let me clarify. I do.
This isn't just directed at Nick. No, it's... So, Kingdom Hearts 1 gets a lot of bad rep because I've heard people say it's bare bones. Well, yeah, it's the first game in the series to ever be made. It's not the first game in the series chronologically, but it's the first game ever made in the series. It's the first staple. So, of course, the game and the mechanics are going to be bare bones, but Kingdom Hearts 1 had something that was really, really good, which was lock-on. You could switch between targets, and I don't think any other game did that.
Yeah,
other than freaking I think I could be wrong. I think Code did that, but I might be wrong.
I don't know.
But any other game doesn't do that. But the problem is that I feel with games like Kingdom Hearts 2 and Kingdom Hearts 3 is that if you have certain abilities equipped, and I know this can apply to Kingdom Hearts 1 as well, but it just seems like you're a magnet in those other games and it will just pull you towards your target by pressing X. Whereas Kingdom Hearts 1 won't do that. It's like, hey, you've actually got to run in a straight line or zigzag to move out the way and then maneuver to get close to your opponent to actually hit your target. Like, it just feels like the other games magnetically pull you into that, whereas the Kingdom Hearts 1 mechanics were like, no, you've got to learn to aim, you've got to learn to be strategic, you've got to learn to roll in the right way, or else this person can hit you from the left or the right or the back. Whereas the other games, it's like, yeah, no, you're kind of invincible. But again, I'm not saying that the other games aren't difficult, because I'm no fucking critical mode master. I get my ass clapped in every Kingdom Hearts game because I'm shit. But Kingdom Hearts 1 mechanics aren't bad. They're not bad.
Yeah.
Like, I actually love the fact that in Kingdom Hearts 1, the fire spell was a ball of fire. I don't know why in Kingdom Hearts 2 it became a stupid ring of fire that was useless unless you were around a bunch of targets. Well, that's just me.
Yeah, at best, they can be considered a bit sluggish and slow, but not bad by any means. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
And KH1 is kind of specific because it's where everything started, and they were pretty much still figuring out what they wanted to do, you know? That's my take. And you gotta consider, this is a game from 2002. My dude, this is a PS2 game from 2002, so give it some slack.
Oh yeah, this is your point 3?
Yeah, this one.
Sorry, 4.
Yeah, Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep having 3 characters is not bad. Okay, with this one. So...
yeah, you're gonna have to explain this one.
Yeah, if you played Birth by Sleep, you know, you're playing with 3 different characters, Terra, Ven, and Aqua, right? So the thing is that people complain about, which in my opinion, I get it, but it doesn't make much sense because people are over here complaining about how you're playing the same story from 3 different perspectives. And it is what it is, right? That's it. But you gotta understand that in each perspective, when you're playing as each different character, you see the story from a different angle, and the big point of that is to have everything all make sense when you're playing finally as Aqua, as you should, because that's the best way to play it in order for the sake of the story. So Terra, then Ven, then Aqua, even though I kind of am guilty of that, but whatever. But the point is that when you play through all three of them, you not only see that shit from different angles, you also see how it all sort of fills up and makes more sense in the final battle in Birth by Sleep against Xehanort and Vanitas and all that.
Yeah, and also it's not really a bad thing, and it's not like, okay, is the overarching story the same leading to the Keyblade Graveyard with Vanitas and Master Xehanort and him trying to summon Kingdom Hearts? Yes, that part's all the same. The overall arcing story is the same. But what isn't the same is the story and journey of these three characters that you see, and as Nick said rightfully so, their perspective, but also the situations and how they handle things and how they adapt and how they go about and how they do things that may or may not go against their moral compass, or how you see their moral compass shift and change. You know, because there's a lot of things in each character's story that isn't the same. So like Ventus starts out all happy and go lucky, and then starts breaking down and having that really sad mind, which made me want to go into the depression cave of put an end to me. Jesus Christ.
Yep. We ain't going there. But yeah, the point is...
But yeah, it's not the same.
The point is it's not... While it's maybe the same story, it's from different angles, and it's worth exploring. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I agree. This is also your one. Here you go, number 5.
Number 5. Oh, this one's gonna get me killed. Reaching Memories, the gameplay's not that bad. You just suck. Okay. So,
flame me... pointing the finger.
Flame me all you want. But Reaching Memories is the easiest fucking game to cheese. It's so easy, in fact.
Easiest game to cheese.
It's so easy, in fact. You can make 3 or 4 different OP decks and wreck 90% of bosses with your eyes closed on proud mode. At least I can. That's not to flex. That's just to say how easy the game is. It's really not as bad and as difficult, as confusing as people make it out to be. Because, look, when you put together a good deck, you can do literally fucking anything. You can kill bosses without them even touching you. What I'm looking at in particular is something I made videos about in the past, the Sonic Blade deck. So you stack 5 or 6 Sonic Blades, you stack some Cura, an Elixir, you stack good old magic, some preferably Firagas and Blizzagas, because that's the best magic in the game, hands down. Thunder's fucking useless, but yeah, essentially...
How dare you?
But essentially, the point is also, a lot of people make the mistake of upgrading their HP only. You don't need to upgrade HP at all. You can comfortably get through the game with 80 HP without a doubt. Just upgrade the CP and learn new slides. That's all you need. Literally all the upgrades you'll ever need. And when you get to level 27, when you get Sonic Blade, or earlier when you get Strike Raid, you're fine. You're going to be fine for the rest of the game without an issue. And Sonic Blade is consistent of high level cards, so I know someone's going to come at me saying, what about air bosses? Well, you have high level cards with Sonic Blade, so you just literally spam them like normal attacks in case of air bosses. That's literally it. The Reaching Memories is not that big of a deal. Just figure out a good deck. Look up my guides or someone else's guides, and you'll get through it easily. And you'll actually enjoy it because it can be broken at times. Because it can be borderline fucking hilarious how broken the game can be at times.
Yeah, no, actually, Nick's guide, one of them did actually help me a little bit. Because I did actually have a part where like I was doing a stream series Let's Play of Reaching Memories, and I kind of like fucked up because like I didn't save when I made a previous deck, and then I just asked Nick and looked at his video and then just quickly made that, and then yeah, kind of helped me out for the rest of the game.
Oh, it did? I don't remember that.
No. I think I forgot to tell you, but like I meant to mention it, but I forgot to tell you. Oh, well, I'm gonna get slaughtered for this one.
All right, let's go. Oh, this is gonna be good.
I'm gonna say this because I fucking hate this theory, but again, This isn't completely discrediting people. This isn't making fun of you. This isn't to bully you. It's just a hot take. Sora being the master of masters is just utter bullshit. The reason why I say this is because it just seems like it's a trend with the community to be like, Sora has to be Xehanort. Turns out that he wasn't Xehanort. Now it's the Master of Masters being the next new villain. Sora's the Master of Masters. No, why the fuck can Sora just not be Sora and Master of Masters just be an original character? That they don't have to like link up and be like this big triangle that ends up piecing together, and Sora's this character. Like, okay, I get the Sora's the child of Destiny, but nowhere does it say the Master of Masters is also a child of Destiny, and they're one in the same. Like this, and just people, I feel like, are digging and digging and digging for it to make sense. Because I've watched about 3 of these fucking videos, and they just are extremely reaching, and it makes no sense. And then people being like, oh well, it makes. I'm like, no, like, I'm sorry, but Sora is himself. And also, if we're gonna put simple fucking time travel logic for Kingdom Hearts into this, and I'm gonna dumb it down simply, you cannot exist in 2 places at the same time, because there needs to be the younger version of yourself that knows about time travel. Yep. There needs to be the younger version of yourself existing in that present point in time and the place area where you want to go. So that would mean Kid Sora has to exist somewhere, then Adult Sora has to exist somewhere, but you cannot coexist at the same time because you have to reduce yourself down to nothing but a heart. So it makes no fucking sense.
Yeah.
There, simple and done. Again, cool theory, guys, but no, it makes no sense.
It's cool as a concept, but it would be disappointing in reality, let's be honest, because I don't think they would go out and portray the Master of Masters as this funny, like, kind of charismatic villain type dude just to make him, it's Sora. No. And they've already been down that road with Xehanort, so I don't think it's going to be something that they do twice. It just doesn't seem likely.
Anyway, number 7. Oh god.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be a good one. I'm gonna take this. Donald Duck is a certified convicted war criminal. Okay, wait. This one's clearly a joke. Okay, but in all honesty, this was just made for the purpose of bullying Donald because he doesn't heal me. That's literally it.
Yep.
That duck is useless. Dude, the fact that he spends more time dead than alive should be something to consider. All I'm saying. Whenever you cannot tell me that he doesn't die when you're fighting a boss in any game. He dies fucking instantly. That duck, if it makes it 30 seconds in that boss fight, you're in luck, because in other situations, in 10 seconds tops, he's gone. Anyway, moving on from this little bit of a joke to a more serious one. Alright, this one's for you.
This one.
I hate this one. This one's for you.
Yeah. Dream Drop Distance is a good game, and
that hurts.
Nick doesn't like it because of. Actually, what is the reasons that you don't like it? Like, is it just purely gameplay?
Yeah, it's purely gameplay. I just can't. I find it boring.
Is it the flow motion?
No.
Command deck? Is it
the command deck? Mostly the command deck. As you guys may or may not know, I'm not a fan of it, especially not in Dream Drop Distance. In Birth by Sleep, I could handle it, but.
Okay, I mean, fair enough. I mean, I like the way that the flow motion is, because like it does feel very befitting, and it's a great mechanic because you can just use it to loop around an enemy, get behind them, or like get to like just looping them. Because like, I mean, there was like a boss fight that I did, and I can't remember which one it was. I think it was like the first or second Dream Eater boss you fight. I just constantly like looped around them using flow motion, and they didn't hit me one time.
So it's funny.
Yeah, bro, it really is, because like, homie, I'm dyspraxic, meaning I'm not aware of my spatial surroundings, and like I drop things and have really bad reaction times, and I'm like, homie, the fact that I looped you the whole freaking game and you didn't hit me one time is mad.
Yeah. Alright.
But no, I think like the game is also good if you don't just spam balloon and balloon rush. Like, there you go, otherwise it's a good, enjoyable game. But yeah, number 9. Oh, here we go. Hard to follow if you pay attention to the games. Nick, you want to take this one?
Time travel is something a lot of people have problems with, and I don't. Ironically enough, as someone who doesn't enjoy Dream Drop, I don't have a problem with time travel. I get it's kind of confusing at times, but I really don't have a problem with it.
But yeah, time travel aspect, not that difficult if you put the pieces together. It does take some paying attention to, so maybe just go back and watch cutscenes. But essentially,
Yeah,
you gotta reduce
just
yourself down
concentrate a little bit
but a
better.
heart. Yeah, basically it is boiling down to reduce yourself down to nothing but a heart. Have to know how to time travel. Have to be basically knowledgeable about it. Have to have a version of yourself who exists in that present time that you want to travel back to in the past. But you cannot both physically be there, manifested as a being. You have to be a heart, and you have to have the knowledge, knowing how to time travel. In
Just
the
watch
first
his
place.
video about time travel.
So yeah,
That's the message.
yeah, I did explain it in about 7 minutes, I think.
Yeah. Moving on to the final one
But
for tonight.
oh god, can I take this one away?
Sure.
Okay, I'm saying this. Kingdom Hearts 3 was perfect as both a game ending and the saga ending. Nick, let's lay into this one.
All right. So you just gotta. The one thing I'll say, you gotta remember that Cage 3 was meant to end the Xehanort saga. It did just that. I don't really see why people complain about this one.
I think it's, again, because, like I said, with all the movies and TV that we watch now when there's villains, it's not like the old formula where it's like, yeah, I'm a villain for the sake of being a villain. I just blew up this building because of I blew up this building. And people, for the sake of Xehanort, were like, oh, no, he's just got to be inherently evil. There's no rationality behind him. I think people now
He's not
don't like the fact that they're humanizing these characters, like they're humanizing them, basically.
Don't get me wrong, he's a piece of shit, but he's not irredeemable to the point.
Yeah. And that's what people wanted, is that they wanted an irredeemable villain to be a villain, which I get. But what annoys me by that standpoint, when people did this, is that people really liked the version of Thanos they saw in Marvel, where he was like, no, I'm doing this to save you guys, so that I'm actually a hero. What I'm doing is the right and justified thing. Whereas Xehanort basically essentially did the same thing by trying to reset the world and rid it of darkness, and so that light and darkness could coexist together. But people don't like that they humanized him.
Yeah,
and they're like, oh, he was forgiven. I'm like, nobody forgave him.
Yeah,
maybe Ericus, but
maybe
nobody else.
But nobody else, yeah. They just sent him off. Like, he's gone. That's it. And I think that's the best ending for him, man. No last goodbye, nothing. I mean, it kind of was, but I think that was the best ending for him. Just to send him away, have him be done with, and that's it. Leave him in the past.
But yeah, that was it from us. I mean, I think Kingdom Hearts did beautifully and started off the new saga perfectly.
Yeah, you got to remember that it's a bridge between the old saga and the new one, so it had a difficult task, and I think it did it relatively well. Maybe there could have been some stuff that could have been improved, but I think overall I'm really satisfied with how things ended.
Same here.
Yeah, that's basically it from us for tonight. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hope it made you a little bit salty, and looking forward to reading the comments on this one, I gotta say. Anyway,
I'm gonna hide from the comments.
Anyway, until the next video stream, thanks so much for watching. Have a good day, and we'll see you sometime soon.